If you've ever sat down at your desk to create some content, maybe you've opened your laptop, you've looked at the screen, and you felt your brain just slow down, there's a reason for that. It's not because you're lazy, and it's certainly not because you lack discipline, and most likely not because you're inconsistent. The most common reason for this is that your brain is feeling overloaded. And I think this is one of the most misunderstood parts of running a business. Because from the outside, your content looks simple. You just post something, right? But from the inside, it's not simple at all. Because posting isn't just posting for the sake of it. It's decision making. What do I say? Who is this for? Is this helpful enough? Does this sound like me? Have I already said this before? Will anyone even respond or be interested in what I have to say? And your poor brain is trying to process all of that all at the same time. That's a lot. Now, your brain is not designed to comfortably hold that level of open processing all day, every day. So it does what it's meant to do, and it protects you. It slows you down, it resists, and ultimately it avoids. And this is where most advice, in my opinion, gets it completely wrong. Because some guru telling you to push through that resistance and be more consistent, show up more, be more disciplined, wake up earlier, it doesn't actually solve the problem, at least not long term. Because the problem isn't that you're not trying hard enough. The problem is that your brain is simply carrying too much. And the more you push against that, the heavier it feels. So instead of asking yourself, how do I post more? Perhaps a better question might be, how do I reduce what my brain has to process before I can create my posts? Because that is where the shift happens. And that's exactly why automated systems in the right places matter so much for our business. Not because they make your business look more organized, but because they remove the decision load that gives your thoughts somewhere to go. They give you a content and a shape that you can work with. So instead of sitting down and starting from nothing, you're continuing something that already exists. And your brain, well, it responds very differently to that kind of system. Your brain doesn't resist continuation. It resists constantly creating from zero. And this really is something I've been noticing more and more in my own business recently. You see, I've been allowing the operational side of my business to run quietly in the background. I've got automation running certain tasks for me, and it knows what it's doing. It gets on and does exactly what it's designed to do. It knows its place. And that means my brain isn't constantly trying to hold everything at once and juggle everything without dropping a ball. And because of that, I've actually had more space to think, more space to create, more space to focus on my clients. And interestingly, showing up has felt easier in whatever way, whether that be a live, a post, a recording, a training. Not because I've suddenly become more disciplined, but because my load has reduced. And I think this is the part that most women are missing right now. You don't need to become better at forcing yourself to show up. You need to remove the things that are making it hard for you to show up in the first place. Because once you do that, consistency doesn't feel like effort anymore. It just becomes part of how you run your business. So if your brain feels full when it comes to content, or if you keep putting it off, if it feels heavier than it should, don't push harder. Look at what you're carrying and start removing some of that weight, because that's where everything starts to improve and feel better. Now, if you enjoy this kind of calm, practical way of looking at businesses, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because this is exactly what I explore here each and every week. And if you're showing up, but your conversations aren't actually turning into clients, then I've put something together that will walk you through that step by step. And you'll find the link somewhere below this video. It's called Conversations into Clients. Finally, if you've reached the point where you don't even want to be the one finding the right people to have your conversations with, well, then there's something new that I've got behind the scenes called Connection Scout. Drop me a message and we can have a chat about that as well. It really is a game changer for the people who have already started using it. Now, the next video in this series will be popping up shortly, and it will help you understand what should actually stay human versus what should be automated within your business.